Guys, give it up for the Kid LAROI. That's her interlude from Kid LAROI's new album, Before I Forget. It's out Thursday at midnight. Guys, thank you so much for joining us at the iHeartRadio Theater here in LA. Can't wait for Before I Forget. Available everywhere this Thursday at midnight. My name is EJ. Good night, guys. All right, so we on a stream, y'all. This is our iHeartRadio album preview with the Kid LAROI. My name is EJ, hashtag iHeart the Kid LAROI. All right, let's talk about the album cover. You went to the south of France to shoot this, right?
Yeah, I did.
What was the inspiration behind that?
So I've just loved the photographer and director Thibaut, who shot it for a while. I've been a fan of his maybe for like 5 or 6 years now, and I've just always wanted to work and do something with him. And so we kind of... we had like a kind of a mood board of what we wanted to do, and we kind of just told him like, yo, let's like let you kind of do your thing a little bit. And when we got all of the images back, it was just, that was one that it just felt like the album. I tried to like look at all of them, and we had like 3 different ones, 4 different ones, and I would like listen to the album and like look at the photo. And that just felt like every song, it just felt like that. And, it's kind of, you start to make meanings out of it a little bit too, But there was no like necessarily like, thing behind it, but you can kind of make whatever you want about it, I guess.
I was about to say, is this like representation?
To an extent. It's not like mega deep, no, I'm not gonna lie. But it is a cool photo, and it does feel like the album, and I think that's what matters,
No, it's great. How many takes? Or was there just like, you were just like laying down and...
That water was so fucking, it's so damn cold. So cold.
It was cold. But
it was
listen,
cold.
Anything for the shot.
Yeah, I was also, yeah. I'm not going to reveal too much about it, because the more I go into detail about this, you guys, it's going to make it seem way more lame.
Listen, I don't necessarily
because it looks so cool. So yeah, I'm just going to be quiet.
Moving right along.
Yeah.
So we promised earlier to play some of your fans' talkback messages, and we've collected them on our iHeartRadio app. Do you want to listen to some?
I would love to.
All right, here we go. First one.
Okay.
Hey LAROI, I'm Grayson from Wisconsin, and I'm wondering, when you switched albums to Before I Forget, did you entirely scrap all the music from the last album, or will you still eventually release them? Because I know a lot of people were excited for that.
Clearly, Grayson was one of them.
Hey, shout out Grayson. There's a couple of songs are gonna be on like the deluxe, and then there's some songs that'll just never come out, because it just was what it was, and it just be like that sometimes, But it is really funny, because I guess nobody knows what the last album was, and it's really funny because I've seen people be like, damn, now we're gonna get this album instead of the last one. I'm like, guys, this one's way better. I actually promise. Like, I'm not just saying that. All of my friends, it's one of those things. Like, my friends are, they're very honest with me in a nice way. And when I changed the album, it was like everyone was like, oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, my friends liked it, obviously, but I think it was just kind of like a clicking moment for everyone. I remember calling like 2 friends and just being like, yo, I don't know about this vibe, My friend Tony, who worked a lot on this album too. I think he's got like 5 songs on this album. He's my guy. I've been working with him since I was like 14. He's always brutally honest with me, and he's kind of similar to me in the sense of like we were both kind of trying to be like, all right, we really love this. And then when I called him and I was like, hey, how do you honestly feel about this album? Like, do you honestly like it? And he was like, why do you ask me that? I'm like, because I just don't know how I feel. And he's like, yeah, me too. And I was like, I think I just want to redo it. And he was like, you should.
I feel like we all need a friend like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, 75% of the time.
Yeah, but it's tough because like the songs on the Lost album, it wasn't like they like were bad songs. It just wasn't like clicking the way it was supposed to for whatever reason. So
It wasn't the season for those songs. Like maybe a couple of years later, those songs can come out, but like what's out or what's coming out on Thursday, that's what's supposed to be out right now.
Yeah, and it just feels more like me, I think, what's coming out on Thursday. You know, obviously like with any album, as you know, you progress, whatever, the sounds will always change, things will always evolve. But I think the one thing that will always stay is like the energy of who I am as an artist. And I think the Lost album was missing a bit of that. It didn't have that, and I'm not sure if that makes sense, but it just didn't have like the thing that I do.
The je ne sais quoi.
Sure.
You don't know what it is. It's just you. But
it's just like the thing, you know. Like this feels like a LAROI album. I don't think the Lost one did. I think the Lost album could have been, you know, a couple of different people's album, just with my voice, you know. And I think this album is very specific to me, if that makes sense.
At the end of the day, you are the one that's putting out the piece of work. You have to be happy with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm happy with this.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's listen to Talkback number 2.
Hi LAROI, my name is Tawana and I'm from Sydney. I've been your biggest fan since 2021, going to all of your tours. My question for you is, what was your I made it moment in your career? I'm so proud of how far you've come and I wish you all the best.
Oh, that's sweet.
Very nice.
That's very sweet. It's funny. I have like so many of those for me where I feel like, damn, I just feel like, whoa, this is so insane. I mean, every day, kind of, I kind of wake up, I'm like, damn, this is really crazy. I think, you know what? There's something that comes to mind, and it's in 2021, I did a set at Rolling Loud, and I think it was my first ever live performance since like COVID and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And pre-COVID, I'd never been on my own headline tour before. I'd like been like opening for people and stuff like that. And it was like my first performance since after COVID, and everything had kind of started really happening for me. And I was so nervous. And I remember like running out on stage and seeing how many people there were and just being like, whoa, this is like the craziest thing ever. And like, you know, sometimes it's hard to like clock that in the present moment, but I was so present that whole thing, just being like, whoa, what the hell is this? And that was definitely felt like a damn, I made it moment, because, you know, time kind of froze for a second. So I went from like opening for, I think the last person I opened for was Lil TJ. I went from like opening for Lil TJ to then like time freezing and then like popping out as like second to close Rolling Loud or something. And it was just like, yeah, it was nuts. I was like, damn, this is cool.
You know what's interesting? I've always wondered, as an artist, when you're sitting there and you're thinking about going on stage and you're just like trembling because you're so nervous, right? Yeah. How do you get over that?
I don't think you do. I mean, I haven't. I get nervous.
You still?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, like, nervous to the point that you're not stumbling all over yourself. I feel like the nerves are great because it shows that you really still care about what you're doing.
Yeah.
But how do you get out of your head?
You just gotta lock in. I don't know. Like the most nervous as of recent. Like, you know what? I'm pretty good when I do my own shows. When I do my own shows, I'm less nervous. But I did like a NFL halftime thing in Berlin recently, and like I was so nervous at that I literally was like, I don't even know how I'm gonna sing. That's how nervous I am. And I literally just had to be like, lock in. Yeah.
Where's my beta blocker? Lock in.
So I don't know. I think I just tell myself lock in.
Just lock in and do what you do.
Yeah. And then I just like don't see anything for the remainder of the performance. I just close my eyes.
I'm sure it was fine.
I think so. I think it was cool, yeah.
I feel that. Ready for the next talkback?
Let's do it.
Hey LAROI, it's Nipun from Sydney, your hood, you know, and my question for you is what were your musical influences when you were making the album? Like what inspired you? What were you listening to? Thanks.
That's a great question. Shout out Sydney.
Representing.
Represent. My musical influences, well, obviously there's a lot of R&B influence involved.
Babyface.
Sorry?
You said Babyface?
Babyface.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Love
yeah.
Babyface. You know, Andrew Aged, who worked on a lot of this album, he has his own solo music that's like really incredible that I would encourage everyone to go and check out if they haven't. And like his sound is just so awesome and specific, and he lended me a lot of it for this album, which I'm blessed with. You know, a lot of these guitars and stuff that you hear is very signature to him. And he definitely deserves a lot of love. So you guys should check him out too. He's kind of, you know, he's kind of like an alien too. He's like very R&B rooted, but like, yeah, I know it's like futuristic music.
We got some R&B heads in the house, don't we?
Yeah, for sure.
That's what I'm talking about. Don't we?
Yeah, come on.
All right, so let's hear another song from Before I Forget. Talk about Rather Be.
Yeah, Rather Be. This is a song I have with Lyth, who's from Melbourne, from Australia, and this one I just went in the studio and I think it was me, Tony, Khaled. Me, Tony, and Khaled. We just pulled this up. I think Tony had sent me like a beat, and I was in the studio with Khaled. And I just pulled it up line by line, kind of freestyle thing. And then Khaled like went over the top of the beat and like added extra production and stuff like that. And then a couple weeks later, Lyth was in town. I just invited him to the studio and I was like, yo, you should get on this song, but we should like do a beat switch and you should like come in on the beat switch. And so that's what we did. And then Khaled did the switch, and yeah.
I love a good beat switch.
Yeah.